I don't believe anything you just said is true. I think that you judge people right off the bat before even looking at their highest self, because you look to disqualify the man. You don't look to qualify him. So you look for things that is wrong in the man.
Is asking to sign a prenup considered insulting?
Absolutely not.
And if so, why?
Yeah, because you got a preconception that the relationship's not going to be working from the off, I suppose.
Wrong.
If you really in love with somebody, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't worry if they're trying to take your money after you leave. So why do you need a prenup? You trust that person, you give. If it's true love, I believe that's why I'm not in love, because if it's true love, all of those inhibitions go out the window.
My money's my money, and I mean, unless you're a broke boy, you wouldn't be offended by me asking you for a prenup.
Why wouldn't a woman be the first one to suggest a prenup to reassure her man she's not marrying him for his money?
Because she's marrying him for his money.
It's not insulting, but it is. I mean, nowadays we all know we're about to get divorced, so I mean that's what you're gonna prepare from that from the beginning.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Want to spice up a marriage?
Oh.
Sit him down, beautiful dinner, candlelit, okay? Gorgeous meal, steak dinner. And look him in the eyes and say, not only am I pregnant, I want a divorce.
Oh.
See what he does.
Well, sort of a yes-no situation. Yeah.
See how he reacts. That'll spice things up. That'll cause a rift for years to come. Now that's spice.
I want you to get your husband. I want you to prepare a gorgeous meal, candles, everything. Sit him down. I want him to think that something's happening, something's wrong. Okay, from across the table so far, you're gonna be like, "I've cheated on you."
Yeah.
He's gonna freak out. Right when he's freaking out, then you're like, "I was kidding."
And then see what he says.
See what he says. I think that might spice things up.
Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go find a local militia. You're going to give them $40,000 to kidnap him in a white van, keep him in a dungeon for a week. He comes out shell-shocked, fragile. You nurse him back to health, and then you have something to talk about it. The next thing's...
I was a bit nervous at first. I wasn't sure they weren't playing around. And I know it's a couple of you out there that may be involved with somebody who would bring up some of these things just to spice it up. Do yourself a favor. Don't wake up that day and choose violence, because it will spice things up and you will have things to talk about, but more than likely there's going to be a mediator and or your lawyer present. Don't do it to yourself.
Ta-da! And you should see what else she can do.
Well, I know you're a lucky man.
What's your age?
I'm 23.
And how tall are you?
I'm 4'11".
Are you single?
Yeah, I'm single, yeah.
So you think your height plays a part in that?
You know, I used to. For a long time, I did. And I would let that stop me from going after what I want. From seeing a pretty chick and going up and talking to her, I would let it stop me. I would hold myself back. There's a lot of things that goes into being a man. Not just his height, not just his looks. It's what's in the mind. That's what matters, and in the heart.
What do you think modern day women in 2024 see and think when you try to approach them and they look down at you?
I'm be honest, man. I don't care what they see or think. I care what I want. And now what I want is I see her, she's pretty, she's fine, she got a red dress on, I'm gonna go and holler at her. So I've done what I needed to do as a man to see a girl that I like, that I find attractive, right? And I'm gonna talk to her. Whatever she says or does is up to her. I have no control over that, and I will not judge her for that. All that matters is that I saw what I wanted and I went for it. That's what a man does.
Just a quick TV timeout to thank everybody for tuning in. If you made it this far, go ahead and click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see more content like this. Let's get back into it.
I did my little wage gap joke, and then I get off stage, thanks a lot, and all of a sudden this lady, she comes up to me, and then she just wants to present her case. She's like, well, actually, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm at an age now that when I go out with a guy, he wants to go Dutch. He expects me to pay for half. And then I just go, well, yeah, you should. I don't think it's asking too much. You're in your 30s. You've demonstrated that you're not a first-round draft pick at this point. You're up like me. I couldn't even listen to that's your big complaint in life, that for the first 30 years, you got free food and drinks.
Expecting a man to pay yesterday's prices for today's product is delusion at its best. Reassign, readjust, wake up.
What's up, y'all? It's time for a mic check. You know, if you were to invest in a stock that brings you nothing but losses and the outlook shows no indication that it's ever going to change, it ain't smart to keep pouring into it, right? So why do you do that with your time, your hard work, your love, or your energy? Stop looking for what they have made very clear they don't want to return no matter what you do or what you've invested. That could be a job opportunity, a relationship, partnership. When you've asked and asked for a bond or a connection and all you get are excuses and rejection, that should serve as an inflection to move on. Better yet, protection, because sometimes what you think you want could be the main thing to bring you down. Sure, that job or promotion you wanted looks great and you felt like you deserved it. Sure, that woman or that man you want is fine and well put together in so many ways. But like I said before, stop chasing people or things that have made it very clear does not want to be caught. You ain't miss out. Believe in you so much that you can truly believe they did. So sell that stock, cut your losses, know your worth, and soon when what is right for you shines in your life, they and everybody else will see that they are the ones who missed out on that investment. That is your mic check for the day.
That's great advice. Nobody should be out here trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. If you're out here and you're around people and they're not reciprocating the energy that you're putting forth, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
There's a new trend circulating on TikTok where people are comparing what their parents were doing at their current age with what they're doing at their current age. And not only is it hilarious, but it is extremely telling. We got my parents at age 18, 19 getting married, my brother in an Easter egg hunt, 29 and single. This one says my mom at 22 with 3 kids. Her at 22, she's dancing inside a Pikachu costume. My mom at 20 having her 4th child with my dad. Me at 20 asking for claw machine money. Honestly, I find it funny and hilarious, but I feel like it does say something a little bit deeper about the culture. This stark comparison between parents and their children at the same age really shows you where we are moving as a society, what we've chosen to prioritize, and what's sort of fallen down the list when it comes to building a successful or fulfilling life. There was a recent stat I saw about young men in the United States of America saying that in the age range of 18 to 25, about 50% of them are saying they have not approached a woman within the past year.
This younger generation is definitely on a different timeline as their parents. You could look at a shift in priorities, or you can kind of look and blame social media. People are looking for the next bigger and baddest thing. And men, with that stat that you use within 18 to 25, they're just building and kind of coming into their own. Most girls their age don't look at them because they're thinking they're either going to be immature or not stable enough, or simply just don't want to build with them. So, would you approach somebody around that age, or would you just kind of fall back and wait until you have a higher percentage chance of not getting rejected? Nobody likes getting rejected, and they're definitely on a different timeline than what their parents once were.
The thing I would say to men is when a woman's fighting with you, she's actually fighting for you. You should be worried when she stops caring. When she's actually annoyed at the little things, men tend to be like, oh, she's disrespectful, she's rude, she's so annoying. But it's actually because she cares too much. And so stupidly, we fight when we care too much.
lose that. That's still to come. Something better is coming for you. I promise you, my brother.
If you're in that situation, you have to be present. Depression is when you're having worries or you're living in the past. If you're anxious, that means you're worrying or stressing about the future. Be present. Don't compare yourself to how other people are living or how that person has already moved on from you, because they may just be doing that just to kind of occupy themselves and keep themselves busy trying to get over you. Be present.
If you want a traditional wife, then be a traditional man. You cannot ask for stay-at-home wifey privileges if you don't have stay-at-home wifey money. You want me to clean the kitchen? I'm happy to clean the kitchen if I get to wake up at 10. I get to clean the kitchen, I get to go lounge by the pool, and then you come home at night. Like, sure, no problem. But if I'm waking up at the crack of dawn with you, we're both going to our two very demanding jobs, and then coming home, don't ask me for anything you're not willing to.
The way I look at most people is the way that God looks at everybody. Like, I already believe that everybody is at their highest, even if they're not, because you don't want to treat them less than that.
Hey, I don't believe that is true. I don't believe anything you just said is true. I think that you judge people right off the bat before even looking at their highest self, because you look to disqualify the man. You don't look to qualify him. So you look for things that is wrong in the man. So if he is your type and he's very attractive, he comes up and he's like, hey, baby girl, what's up? You're going to be like, ew, disqualified, or he just says the wrong thing. Disqualified. So you always look to disqualify men. Men are different. We look to qualify a woman. She could have a butter face. Everything look good, but her face. Qualified. She could say all the wrong things. Don't matter. Even if her breath's stinking a little bit, it's like, and maybe it just stunk that one time. I'm going to give her another chance, though. Let's give her another chance, right?
One more chance.
One more chance, one more chance. So what I'm saying is men look to qualify the traits in a woman, and women look to disqualify men. So with that being said, I would say that men are the true romantics.
Men are out here dating for love. Women are out there looking for that BBD, bigger and better deal. That's all I got for you today, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.